Hey, what's up? Hello, Katie here. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're doing another taste test, okay? First one I did was reading Gabby's favorites. And now we're here for another YouTube booktube favorite, Olivia. And we're gonna read her favorites. Well, more like we're reading the books that she won't stop telling me to read. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a little secret video where I read all of them. Olivia is from Olivia Reads a Latte. And have you followed her? We're only accepting yes answers. Hello? If the answer is no, exiled. Get out of here. She is the dopest. Like, booktube put us together, okay? And we've done a couple collabs and such as of right now, and she's like literally already one of my closest friends. I'm obsessed. And it's mainly because of the Enneagram. Okay, like listen, I don't make nature do what it does. I just follow along. I'm a 6, counterphobic 6, and she's an 8-wing 7. My brother's an 8-wing 7. Grace, my best friend, is an 8-wing 7. Like, this was just meant to be. I can't change the lay of the land. So what we're going to do for this video, hopefully, this is what I want to do. She has been begging me to do a reading vlog for Crescent City or House of Earth and Blood. And I was like, girl, I mean, I might, like, I might do it. So that's going to happen. Like, Olivia, you're getting your wish. And then also, I really want to read Legendborn by Tracy Dion. And also, she has been begging for me to read Where Dreams Descend because I'm obsessed with The Greatest Showman. And she's like, hello? Like, say less. Like, read this book. So those are the ones that I want to read for this. Hopefully that will happen. I might throw in something else. We'll see. I don't know. This is going to be highly spoiler free. It'll be mild spoilers because I am doing reading vlogs. So if you have not read any of these books, I think you'll be safe. But just in case, if you haven't read them and you don't want to watch it, that's totally fine. Or you can just skip past the book that you haven't read. All that being said, let's jump right into the video. Okay, we are at our first half-price books to look for Olivia's favorites. Now, I might pick up a couple off the list because I know that she really loves Where Dreams Descend and a couple other things like Amari and When No One's Watching. So I might see about buying those too. I don't know. Let's see what we can find. I picked up Where Dreams Descend on audio on a freaking whim because I've been looking everywhere at used bookstores and can't find the freaking book. So I noticed it on Libby. It just like shockingly was ready to borrow immediately. And let me tell you, I've only been listening to it for like 15 minutes on my car ride to work. And I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed, Olivia. Olivia. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. Also, the audio, both of the narrators, their accents are, oh God, so good. And I heard a booktuber say that they heard, because I haven't read it yet, but that they heard that the book is supposed to be like if Phantom of the Opera and Hadestown had a baby. And I was like, say less. I'm obsessed with Hadestown. Like, I love Hadestown so much that I read fan fiction about it. Like, that's how much I love it. So if this has those vibes, and then Olivia said that this is definitely like if you like The Greatest Showman, then you'll like Where Dreams Descend. And I love The Greatest Showman. Oh my God, this is the first book that we're starting for this Olivia's favorites video, and it's already a roaring success, and I'm like 3% in. I'm 14% in, and I'm digging it. It has hella the Night Circus vibes, but we're getting to the point. Like, I'm just gonna, the Night Circus, great, but like not for me. Don't like that writing style. This is definitely The Greatest Showman and the Night Circus vibes. Hella. Like, the competition of the Night Circus and then the stage presence of The Greatest Showman. I'm obsessed. I hope that it continues to be this amazing the whole way through. I want to pop in here real quick and talk about Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire. Now, this is a book that Olivia gave 5 stars. I don't think it's on her favorite shelf, but then again, there's only 19 books on there, so... but I didn't read this for this vlog because this is not a book that Olivia has personally recommended to me, which the other books are. But this was one she gave 5 out of 5. I read it in 24 hours. Oh my god, easy 5 out of 5, favorite of all time. I actually, same day, today, went out to Half Price Books and ordered the next 3 books in the series because that's how much I loved it. Like, I loved it so, so much. Every single page of this was chef's kiss, perfect for me, just absolute 10 out of 10. I can't recommend this enough. So I am thankful that I saw Olivia's review and decided to pick this up as fast as I did because she's absolutely right. And I just wanted to pop in here and say that I agree with you, Olivia. This book is absolutely fantastic. Okay, good night. It's February 23rd, and I realize that I have not popped in to tell you about Where Dreams Descend in a minute. I'm 70% of the way through, and what the book is about magicians, and it's very like, you know, the competition that's happening in the night circus where it's these magicians that all kind of like battle to see who the best magician is? That's kind of what's happening in this world, but the thing is, it's a lot about misogyny as well, because all of the magicians are males, and basically like whenever women try to compete or do anything that isn't like labor magic, they just disappear. And the main character is a female and she wants to compete because she's very talented, and she's more talented than like almost any of these men. So she wants to go compete, and there is the master that's like the master of this club that she works at that's trying to keep her from going out. I'm assuming for some reason, don't know what it is yet. And then there's also another magician who has like a tortured past, who is like, I'm assuming going to be her love interest. Anyway, that's what it is. She's trying to compete in this competition, and it's a really fun time. I'm assuming I'll finish this book today, but I will hit you up then with my final review. It's later in the day. It's still February 23rd, but I just finished Where Dreams Descend. But before I tell you what I think, I'm gonna go watch Olivia's video where she read it for the first time and just share that moment with her. Oh my god, it is February 24th, and I completely forgot to tell you what I thought about Where Dreams Descend. So I watched Olivia's video, and I totally like understood everything she was saying, and she was completely right about the Greatest Showman vibes, and I'm so glad I read this book. Like, the atmosphere is top notch. The competition, loved that. Honestly, would have liked there to be more competition. Like, I would have liked that to be more highlighted, or to show what other people were doing and show like the game itself, because that would have elevated the story in my opinion. The thing about it that dropped it to a more unmemorable spot to me was that, okay, so Olivia said it really well, where she was like, okay, like the Zendaya character is like Kalia, who's the main character. And then there's like the Zac Efron character, who's Darren. And she was like, oh my God, when the Zac Efron character came in, I was like, okay, so that's where we differed, is that I loved Kalia, the main character, who's like Zendaya. And she even looks like her. I was like, yes, oh my God. A+, loved her, amazing. Stan her, she's a queen. She needs to win this competition. She needs to win the world. Darren, very nice, very sweet, but he was just like, it's not that he was one note, like he had a tragic backstory, but I was like, okay, like he's really nice, he's cute, but it's not like gripping my interest. Who did grip my interest was Jack, the master, or like the master of the club, who was, I guess, kind of being seen as like the guy was holding her hostage, but that's not really true. Like, I don't understand why Kalia like flipped a switch and started hating him so much. I was like, to me, it seemed like Jack, I don't know what the reason is, but he had a very good reason, it seemed like, for not wanting her to go out there. And it wasn't like he was like, I'll kill you if you leave. He was like, don't do it. Like, please don't leave. Like, don't go out there. And I was like, the very beginning of the book where it's Jack and Kalia, I was so down to ride, because for me, it had a very Hades and Persephone vibe. And I was like, yes, oh my God, Underworld King and Queen, let's freaking the game up. And then he just becomes a secondary character. And I was very disappointed by that. Very disappointed. So, I don't know. I'm going to give it 3.5 because I don't think anything's going on with Jack. I don't think we're going anywhere with it. And the next book, the description is like, I think it's from Darren's point of view. So I don't think I'm going to be interested in that, but I'm very happy I read it, Olivia. I agree with you about a lot of things, and I'm happy that you recommended it to me because I love The Greatest Showman, and it made me want to go watch the movie, and I'm legit going to go listen to the soundtrack right when I'm done filming this. But I also wanted to let you know that it is February 24th, and there's a bookmark in it. I haven't started it, but I just picked it because it matches the book. But I am considering starting House of Earth and Blood, the first of the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. I have no idea what this is about. I think I have a vague understanding of what this book is about. I know it's about fairies, because it's Sarah J. Maas. I want to begin this, but I'm also so intimidated. So I'll hit you up, hopefully later today, on what I decide to do about this. Okay, it's only been 10 minutes, and I already opened the book, and I'm only on page 8. Let me see if I can hold up this giant thing. I'm on page 8, and we're already getting high, drinking, cussing, cursing out the bureaucratic establishment, talking about death, and whew. This feels like Sarah J. Maas was like, listen, I will get a book in the adult fantasy section. I will do it. And it's like in the first 8 pages, she said like the F word like 17 times. And I'm living for it. I'm here for it. Okay, we have a package. Let's see. It's buttery. Oh, wow. Is this on my Amazon wishlist? Oh my God. I almost bought this for myself. Like, this is beautiful. Oh my God. I almost bought this for myself not that long ago. And what was it? Noelle has talked about this, and Gabby has talked about this, and everybody's talked about this and said it's absolutely amazing. I completely forgot that I was even planning on reading this, and I'm so excited because this has been talked about so much. Let's see what... Oh my God, I love this person so much. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you. Oh my God, they got me metallic tabs. My heart is freaking racing. This is stunning. Oh my God, it's a double pack. They got me the metallic tabs and they got me two freaking packs of my favorite tabs. I am obsessed with using these. I don't know if you knew that, but when I tab, I always use these because they're clear on one side so you can still see the writing. And then I've never used these metallic tabs. But did you just change my life? Like, is this me now? Because these are stunning. Enjoy your gift from Kamara. Oh my God, Kamara, you just lit up my whole freaking life. Like, this is such a welcome surprise. Like, I love it. Thank you so much. Oh my God, hold up. I missed the best note. This one says, hey bitch, hope you're taking care of yourself from Kamara. You got me, girl. You know me. I am not even 70 pages into this book, and screw Sarah J. Maas. I have already, with my gay ass, fallen in love with the character. I totally fell in love with her, and then Sarah J. Maas killed her in the first 70 pages. I'm like, I can't. Screw her. Screw Sarah J. Maas. I'm so mad. I don't know why this moment in the book I wanted to pop in and say something so bad, but it's on a page 168, and Hunt is like kind of on a stakeout outside Bryce's apartment and is like watching her, and she sees him and is like, F off, and shuts the curtains, and then he calls her and is like, open the curtains, I want to watch the show, because she's watching reality TV and he wants to watch it. I was like, I kind of love this book. I kind of love it. I will say, I don't understand how so much is happening on each page. I'm finding it a little bit difficult to follow in terms of like so much is happening. So it's very dense. Like you have to really pay attention. There's a lot being thrown at you. And I don't understand how that's possible when this book is like 800 pages. Like how can she literally could have split this book into 3 books, to be honest, because I feel like I've already learned so much till 168 that I'm like, how is she going to keep this up for 800 pages? Like, if she does, damn. Like, I'm really enjoying it so far. It is February 27th. I am on page 230, and I love every single character in this book. I love Hunt. I love Danica. I love Jessica. I love Rune. I don't know how to pronounce her name. It's like Lehaba. I don't know. But the little fire sprite thing that guards the books, Obsessed. Obsessed. Her like lion pet. Obsessed. It's like all the characters are so fleshed out and so good, and they all have like guilty pleasures, and none of them are one note, and they're funny and interesting and like not like just good people. Like they're good people, but they're like, yeah, we'll do bad things to do what's right. And I love that. I love it. And also, let me just say randomly, and this is like something that's completely random in this book, but the fact that there's all these creatures that live in Jessica's house, and everybody's like, yeah, those are her past lovers that have like scorned her and she turned them into animals. And I'm like, one, that's hilarious. Two, I don't know if I necessarily believe that. I don't know if that's true, but I'm like, that is so funny. And I'm sure it's going to get brought up later, but I can't stop thinking about it. Like every time you see like a pet in Jessica's house and Bryce is like, yeah, apparently they're like her old lovers. I'm like, this bitch probably just loves adopting pets. Like she probably just rescues them and then pretends like it's her old lovers. But if she's like doing some weird witchcraft and turning her old lovers into animals, that's equally amazing. Like, I just love this book. Anyway, end of rant. I'm on page 602. And fuck this book. They don't know Danica like we do, okay? They don't know her like we do. How would they? Sarah J. Maas. Absolutely not. I refuse. No. It's a couple pages later now, and Fury is that bitch. She is that bitch. Something good had to come out of that moment, and it's a girl named Fury. Of course it was. Hello? That's amazing. Is Nesta and Amryn from Akasith my Fury and Juniper from House of Earth and Blood? Like, I'm kind of like, Fury, Juniper, you guys could like make out. Like, you could make out. I mean, I don't know. News update, they're lesbians. But you know, Sarah J. Maas, this is like more, you know, from the ACOTAR series. Sarah J. Maas really loves just being like, oh yeah, I'm a lesbian. Like, 630 pages in, you know, like, oh, psych, I'm a lesbian, but then like never talking about it again. I mean, I still have 200 pages left, so maybe it'll get brought up again, but that's not representation, SJM. Like, that's not representation. That's like flashy. Like, she was a lesbian and then we never talked about her again. I'm like, that's just, it's not cool, you know? I'm not here for it. We'll see though. Had to take a little break because I swear to God, I just got to like page 700. And how dare you go after her pets? Like, that's a cheap shot. That's a cheap ass shot. And yeah, it was cheap. Yeah, it's flashy. It's just too dramatic and too easy. But, you know, a bitch was tearing up. A bitch might have been crying. I might have been crying. Guys, when Jessica asks if Bryce is okay, you got me out here simping. If this archangel could get over himself and not spend 30 freaking pages just explaining how he got away with everything, like, we don't have time for a villain diatribe, okay? The book's already too long. Can you just shut up? The love Rune has for his sister also has me simping. I love Bryce's brother. I love him. Everybody's really just watching. Like, they're just watching Bryce have this huge battle that's, like, literally so epic. It's, like, this insanely epic battle where, like, she would never survive. Like, it's just like one of those things where you're like, this is too easy. There's too many bows being tied here, okay? Like, but then again, this is what everybody said about the end of a.k.a. And I loved a.k.a. Maybe I'm kind of seeing what you guys are saying now. What I'm hearing is that Bryce Quinlan is Alina Starkov. Am I wrong? Like, the similarities abound. How many times can somebody almost die? Every single character, this close to death, all the time. Life-shattering events over and over and over again. And then it's like crawling out of the rubble, like, I survived. I'm like, yeah, we're not surprised. I'm gonna be surprised if somebody does die. This Danica shit really got me teared up, though. This is sad. Also, speaking of, I painted my nails just now to match the book. Oh, stunning. Also, why are my hands, like, stained black? What have I been doing? I disregard that. Anyway, my nails look cute. I'm just gonna hit you with my gut reaction. I finished this book. Wow, shocking. Who am I? Sorry, look at how good my freaking nails look with this book. God, that's my gut reaction. Anywho, I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5 because I had such a fun time reading this book. And also not at the same time. Like the only not is because I felt like I was never gonna end. Like the book was never gonna be over. And it was such a good ride because I love Sarah J. Maas's writing. I really do. I love her world building. Like, I love it. I really do. But, like, I don't think I would do this again. Like, with Crescent City 2, I don't think I can do it again. This was just so long, and I felt the way that a lot of people felt in a.k.a, which is, in the end, I was like, so everything's fine. Literally nothing bad happens. Like one tiny bad thing happens with like one person, but then every other person is just like a super side character. And then if they're not a super side character, you know I said mild spoilers, like, so I'm sorry if you haven't read this or whatever, but like, this is really not spoilers, but everything's just peachy keen. And what? Like, and it also felt like I'd read 3 books and that was like the end. Like it felt like an ending. So unless the next book is going to be about like House of Sky and whatever the other ones are. Like if it's going to be about that, then that's cool. But still, what? Like I feel like the next book's probably going to be about Rune. Is what it seemed like because he's the only character that kind of got POV. But I'm struggling so hard because I feel like I have so many bad and good things to say about this. My main thing that I absolutely loved about this book, which is making me want to give it a 4-star, is Danica and Bryce's relationship is unmatched. Like unmatched. That was the thing that made me tear up the most in this book is because as someone who is asexual, I absolutely adore best friendships. Those are the relationships that mean the most to me, obviously. They feel like family. So Danica and Bryce and them being asked like multiple times, like, oh, were you guys lovers? Or is there something more to your relationship? Is it romance? And they're like, no, like that's my bitch. Like that's my main bitch. Like I would die for her. They literally are going to ascend together like into immortality. And the way that the grief is displayed in Danica's passing and the years afterward and how Bryce can't move on is so heart-wrenching. I think Sarah J. Maas did that exceptionally well. I think that she did the relationship between them as best friends and the loyalty that Bryce shows her is unmatched. I wanted to bottle up that part of the book and just hold it so close to me. Damn, but I think I might just give this 4 stars because I'm gonna give this 4 stars because of that, honestly. I felt like Hunt and Bryce, it took way too long for it to happen. It took way too long. I was like, okay. And I kind of understood it because it's like, romance. I'm going to set this down. This book is like a freaking brick. It's not everything. Relationships like that aren't everything, but it took a really long time. And then the mystery took a really long time. And by the end, I was like, okay, what happened in this book? Like what? So we spent 800 pages solving a murder. And that's like kind of it. Like, that's kind of it that happened. I really liked it. I need to go watch Olivia's video and then hit you up with what I felt about what she felt about it because I don't remember what she said in her reading vlog, but I know that she really loved this book. So I'm going to hit you up in just a second after I watch that. 900-page book. Olivia, is this liquid lipstick by Jeffree Star? Because I own it.
I mean, based on my werewolf knowledge from True Blood, it's only going to get worse.
Olivia? I'm True Blood trash. How have we never connected on this before? Are you Pam and Eric is one of my OTPs, like one of my favorite relationships of all time. Like Olivia, I want to call you so bad right now and talk about this. I want to talk about so many things about your video right now. I want to talk about this book. I want to talk about this book with you so bad, but I can't because this video is a secret.
She calls them alphas.
I love that Olivia whispered it. She's like, and looked around. She was like, she calls them alpha holes. I love Olivia. Also same. Like she just said it so much. She literally said alpha holes so many times that I thought that is what they called assholes in this world. But it's not. That's just like her thing. So I'm glad Olivia also thought that.
even fully on. And I absolutely adored that because it's an 800-page book, and I think nothing happened until like page 650 or 700.
So, I feel like the opposite, because that's the thing, and that's what I should have like really made more clear in my brash review, is that the book is really good, but it's like I wasn't bored because I liked the book, but I was bored that I was having to keep reading it. Like, I was like, okay, like I like it, but it's like there's no break. The book is too long. Like, I want to be able to put the book down. I want to be able to finish the book and walk away, but I can't. So like for me, it being 800 pages was a complete non-starter. Like, now I know that about myself. Like, once you get past 500 pages, I'm like, you've lost me. Me being super ADHD as well is like, I want this to be over. I need this task to be doable, and this book was not doable. It was like so long and arduous, and it just like really made me like crawl inside my skin. And that's a me problem. Not saying that's like the book's problem, but that's a me thing. So thank you, Olivia, for making that clear for me. I just finished the video and I'm a little confused because Olivia has asked me to read this book many times. In this video, she's not hyping it up as much as she does to me personally. So I'm like, is this a favorite? I thought this was a favorite of hers, but she says that it was like a 4.5 or something. And I'm like, maybe her thoughts on it changed afterward. Either way, I'm glad I read it for this reading vlog because she has like been like, I need you to read this. It's so much better than a.k.a. It's so much better. I think that the book in general, like, I'm so glad that there was so many adult things that happened in this book. Like, there's not as many steamy things as there is in a.k.a. like at all, like not even a fraction of the hot sex that happens in A Court of Silver Flames. But I like that Bryce is such a sexual character. I like that she thinks of sex as like, I just want to do that. I want to have it. Let's go. And then she also, like, she does a lot of drugs, like she drinks, like she is a party girl, and it's not like, she doesn't look at that as a bad thing. So I liked that. And that's a couple things I forgot to say that I really enjoyed, but I do think at the end of the day, I'm going to give this 4 stars. I enjoyed it, but it was lacking a couple things structurally for me, and I don't think I'm going to continue with the series. So that's all I'm going to say about this one. It's March 15th, and I'm freaking out. Stop. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting on this freaking audio from Libby for Legendborn. Have I told you about it? I don't know, but it has been on hold for 3.5 months, and I went for like, only 6 people have read it in those 3.5 months. Every single one of these mother truckers have been just holding on to this audio, holding it, and not giving it up. And I've been so angry. And I've been like complaining to Olivia about it. But like, I've just been like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Why? Why is it taking so long? I'm so mad. And this girl, she said, hey, check your inbox for your email. And I do. And she bought me the audiobook. She sent it to me on Libro. I can't. Right. I can't. Like, is she kidding me? Is she kidding me right now? Like, I love her. I know I won't shut up about it, but I'm so excited. Oh my God. I'm going to start this right now. Olivia, I love you. I was having such a horrible day. So her gifting me this is just such a freaking light in the dark right now. It's just so amazing, and I am so excited, and I just really, really feel like this is going to be a fantastic book. Don't know what the book necessarily is about yet, but I wanted to pop in and say that they have Southern accents, and Olivia was totally right. She was like, do you love a Southern accent? You're from the South? You'll love this book. And I'm like, yeah, I'm digging it. Okay, my guys, it is March 16th, and last night we got to page 70 of this beautiful book, and Olivia was so right. The audio is freaking fantastic so far, because I had already read the first 75 pages of this months and months ago, and I was loving physically reading it, but the audio is just so good. It's so good, and I'm like, dang, is this audiobook gonna be better than the book? I don't know. But as far as I can tell so far, this is about this absolutely gorgeous, stunning human being, Bree Matthews, and her mother died. And of course, it's dealing with a lot of depression and all of that goes along with that. And it's told very well. Like, the depiction of depression and grief is really good. But she goes to this like collegiate program, or she goes to college basically, this university. And when she gets there, she sees something like magical happening, and it kind of kickstarts this memory of when her mom died and that she saw a similar magic, but that's not supposed to be able to happen. Like, once you had, because she had her brain wiped, like her memory wiped of that event, you're not supposed to ever be able to remember that again, and somehow she can. And it happens again where her memory's wiped and she remembers it. And it's kind of like unveiling this whole system of like, they're called like Merlins and whatnot. It's like an Arthurian King Arthur legend. Like, there's this whole thing about like King Arthur and Merlins and stuff that I'm not really that familiar with. Like, I'm not familiar with like the round, Knights of the Round Table. I'm not that familiar with Arthur and Merlin and the whole bit. So this will be a learning experience, but I am very intrigued so far. And I think it's going to be where like she tries to infiltrate this group to figure out what happened to her mom. Okay, I got to page 100 in Legendborn. And I'm actually going to go back 20 pages or like 25 pages and listen to it again, because I am so confused. And I remember like when I was physically reading it, because I've read the first 75 pages now 3 times, because I physically read the first 75 pages before I got the audio for a second time. You already saw that. Anyway, I'm so like the world building, I'm just so confused. And it's not the author's fault. It's just like, I'm like, one, I don't know anything about King Arthur or Merlin or anything, so I'm like so lost. I'm so lost. So I need to go back and re-listen to it. I was trying to pay attention the first time, but I'm like, it needs a second go through so I can really grasp all this magic and stuff, because I'm like, it does not compute yet. Double unboxing? What a day. Also, because this one is priority mail. She bougie. We love the fluff. Oh wait, I don't want to get rid of the receipt. Not the receipt, the letter. Oh my God. This is fucking stunning. I love this person so much because I bought this on audio like 3 weeks ago and was like, damn, I really wish I had the book. I'm so excited that I have the physical book and the audio because I love doing that like dual reading experience. Hi, I just love your content. You seem so happy and genuine, which is contagious. Thank you. Oh my God. Inspired me to finally start a page of my own. Okay, yes, girl. Oh my God, yes, I've talked to you before. Okay, I hope you love this book. I'm so excited to read it from B Reads on Instagram. Yes, we've talked on Instagram. Oh my God, girl, hello. Thank you so much. What? Oh my God. Oh no, this is, oh my God, this is the cup. This is the cup. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, shut up. Okay, real quick. There's a girl who made a video about, I'm so excited. Okay, she made a video about reading Vicious. She was like reading one of my favorite books. And then in the video, she made this cup for me and she asked me on Instagram what a couple of my favorite quotes from Vicious were. And she made this cup and I'm literally, oh, wow. This is stunning. This is stunning. This is so fucking beautiful. And the creativity, the art, the fact that you would do this for me, like, you went out of your way. I think it was her and her sister, but it has Vicious, and this is the cover that I have. I'm so glad that she put this one instead of the new one, because this is the one that Grace and I have annotated in. And then there is also a couple different quotes, and I'll just read you what they are. The top one is, "There are no good men in this game." Love that quote. And then also, "All Eli had to do was smile. All Victor had to do was lie. Both proved frighteningly effective." That was something that was one of both Grace and I's favorite quotes from the book. And then another one, and this is actually like a photo of from the book, if you can kind of see that. It says, "It was a stick figure drawing, 2 people holding hands, a thin man in black and a girl, half his height with short hair and wide eyes. The stick girl's head was cocked slightly, and a small red spot marked her arm. 3 similar spots, no bigger than periods, dotted the stick man's chest. The stick man's mouth was nothing more than a faint, grim line. Beneath the drawing ran a single sentence: 'I made a friend, Victor.'" And it's like, so cute. It's like where Sydney like just does a stick figure drawing of them and says she made a friend, and it's like, I'm obsessed. Oh my God. Thank you so much. As you saw, I actually ended up physically reading those like 70 pages that were world building that I was incredibly confused by, because I really needed to sit there and like read it with my eyes. And although I am still like mildly confused, which is my fault, not the book's fault, it's just I'm like, wait, what? And I also know nothing about Merlin or Arthur or anything like that. So I'm going into the book completely blind. I am really loving it. I think that the physical reading experience is fantastic, but I also think that the audio experience is very fantastic. And I actually ended up bumping down the speed that I was reading it to 1.8, where I was listening to it at 2.2 before, because this is like very fast. This is very fast. A lot of things are happening. A lot of world building is happening. All these facts about this magical world. And you really need to like take it all in. But also the narrator, her accent and her voice and inflections for Brie Matthews is absolutely fantastic. And I love it. So I want to take more time reading this. Like, I don't want it to be over too quickly. I am really loving Alice and Brie's friendship. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I love Brie's father. I freaking adore Brie Matthews, and I adore Nick. Nick is everything. Oh my God, he's so cute. But right now, like the fan fiction I'm writing in my head is that like Nick and Brie are just going to be like platonic magic, like have just like a best friendship forever. And that like either I kind of want Selwyn and Tor to get together. Like, that would be dope. I need Selwyn to get with someone, because I'm telling you right now, this bad boy energy, like, I'm gonna be obsessed with him. And Tor kind of has like Pansy Parkinson vibes, but like in like the good way. Like, I always wanted Pansy Parkinson to be a bigger part of the movies. Also, her and Draco to get together. I'm just telling you about my random Harry Potter fan fictions now. Anyway, LOL, I am digging it. It's March 22nd. I'm 57% of the way into Legendborn, and I love Selwyn Kane. I love him. And I'm not even here to tell you that it's not in a trashy way, because it totally is. He's got like a little like Draco Malfoy vibes, but then he also has like Madam President's bodyguard vibes. And I know I'm totally romanticizing him, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I love him. I love Nick. Nick is like such a gentleman. Nick is like freaking a little bit of Southern twang. Like, let me saddle your horse. Like, he's just, I don't, you know, but then also kind of like Friday Night Lights vibe. Do you feel me? No? Yeah, that's because I'm being absolutely insane right now. Anywho, I'm digging it. What are we doing today, you ask? Well, I am going to get my first dose of my COVID vaccine. Praise the Lord. But I have to go really far away. I live in a very busy city, obviously, so I have to travel, like about 35 miles away from the city I live in Atlanta, because there's just no vaccines available, or at least that's what I was told by my doctors. So I'm going 45, it says it's 45 minutes away and it's 35 miles. Anyway, it'll be a lot of audiobook listening opportunity. So let's do that. And I'm also like scared, because Olivia was like saying that all the people she's known that have gotten the vaccine have like had a really bad experience, and I'm like, I'm scared. But first, we're going to Dunkin'. We've got a wake up. We've got our wake up wrap with turkey sausage and the biggest coffee of all time. We get that hazelnut iced latte because it's my absolute favorite. Oh, and we're off to the races. First things first, it was in a giant barn. We're on a fairground, and it was in a giant barn. This is the South. Did y'all know that? This is the freaking South. It was such a good idea to go outside the city, because everyone was like so freaking nice. Everything was so smooth. It was like, there was a bunch of people there, like a bunch, but it was like calm and easygoing. Nobody was in a rush. Everything was fine. It was great. I think I'm actually gonna see if I could like video call or call Olivia on my way home, because I'm like, I want to know what her symptoms were, because I know she got hers, but she's only talked about her family's symptoms. So I'm like, how bad is my arm gonna hurt? Because the woman told me that I should have like brought Tylenol and taken it right after I got the shot, and I was like, I don't even own any Tylenol. I think I only own ibuprofen. Do I have to go to the store? I don't know. I'm gonna call Olivia. Like, are you guys seeing this? Cumming County Fair and Festival. All of the things are little log cabins. Even, you can't see it anymore, but they have like a little barber and a little doctor. Like it's so cute. I had to pull over and talk to you about this book. When Selwyn throws Bree over his shoulder and jumps out of the window, I was like, ah! That shit was hot. That shit was so hot. I'm like, Nick who? I'm kind of feeling like, are we being Tamlined? Is Selwyn like the Reese? Am I just gonna do spoilers from now on? Because like, I want to talk about this so bad. This is gonna be pretty spoilery, okay? Like, from now until the end of talking about this book, I probably won't talk about the plot necessarily, but we're gonna talk about spoilers. Okay, so as far as spoilers, I literally freaking shrieked in my car when Selwyn said that he fell in love with Nick when they were teenagers. But then he was like, I'm over it now. I feel so many things. I love Selwyn Kane. I love him. I love that Tor and Sarah are lesbians. I'm fucking obsessed with them. Obsessed. I fucking love them. And then also, I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Selwyn and Tor also had a thing. So, like, I guess they're both bisexual, and then maybe Sarah's a lesbian? I don't fucking know. But listen, I want them to be a throuple. I want Nick and Selwyn and Bree to be a throuple. Or for her and Nick just to be good friends. Because Nick is really giving me overprotective Tamlin vibes right now, and I'm, like, not totally here for it, but I don't, like, hate him. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm a Selwyn Kane stan. All right? I am so in love with this, like, roots. Like, the whole thing about the roots and the root magic and, like, the black women and they're, like, using it and passing it to their children is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And I love that because it's like an ancestry thing where the mages and the Merlins are, like, forcing white supremacy. Like, they're, like, getting rid of the daughters and displacing the daughters so that the magic has to go to the son, and they're all white, and it's like, what the... And then, like, say, the one person who is Venezuelan, but is like, well, I pass as white, so they let it go. Like, they either choose to forget, or they have forgotten, or they don't want to talk about it. And then there's, like, a character that's transgender that just, like, nobody talks about it, because it's like, well, it's like a don't ask, don't tell kind of thing. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm just so in love with the roots thing. I just think it's so good. And I love how, like, there's this whole magical world, and it's so interesting, and it's so entertaining, and it's magical, and they're fighting demons. But the author's like, don't forget all this white supremacy bullshit that they're doing, because it's also effed up. Like, yeah, you can have this cool magical thing, but then also they're messed up at their core as well. Like, yeah, they're fighting demons, but they're also promoting white supremacy. So, and misogyny, and, like, whatever, all this stuff. Anyway, I'm just really, I'm really digging it. I have 80 pages of Legendborn left, so I am going to listen to that on audio while I dye my hair, because earlier when I was at that barn getting my first vaccine dose, I looked in a mirror in the light of day, and I was like, wow, this shit is brown. It was like black from, like, here back. I was like, no, that's not cute. So I'm gonna dye my hair, and then I guess I'll just, like, hit you up when I finish the book and tell you what I think. But right now I'm really loving it. So I had to change my glasses because the other ones, I didn't want them to get stained, and these ones I actually had already thrown away, so I, like, dug through the trash to get them because they have the wrong pupillary distance and they're, like, bent to heck. So I have new glasses that are coming in the mail. Anyway, I only have 26 minutes of Legendborn left, and I'm so excited. So that will definitely get finished, and, like, right after I'm done with the shower, and I'll hit you back up. It's the next day, and 5 stars. 5 freaking stars. This book is so freaking good. Like, are you kidding me? The first thing I want to say is the representation in this book. But before even that, I want to precursor by saying, what would I know? What would I know? I'm a white girl in the South. What would I know about Black representation? Nothing. Do you understand? Nothing. I don't know shit. But I can definitely tell you that in all the other books I've read, and I've read quite a few books and definitely like quite a few popular fantasy, that this is the only book where an author has even tried to put this much representation. Like the effort that Tracy Deonn went into representing this character, because it is an own voices character, so she's using it from her own experience. But oh my God. And the thing is, like, again, I would not have any idea like what a Black girl goes through. I would not have any idea like how to relate to Brianna Matthews, but hearing her story and the representation like made me not understand her, but see her so clearly. And I thought the best way that that was done was not only with the things that she talks about with her appearance that other characters like don't really understand, like how long it takes to do her hair, and like does she even have like the mental, like she's so mentally exhausted that she's like, I don't even think I can do it today. And she's like, I'm gonna regret it for the next 2 weeks. And the thing that was so well done about this book is the racism. And the thing about this is that the racism is not a main plot point. It's not. It is not the main villain, but it is in a way because it's a consistent racism, like consistent, always there, ever present, but we're not talking about it necessarily. Because the thing is, when you read a fantasy and it's a white character, what they're dealing with is maybe trauma from their parents dying in the past, and then this magical thing happening, and then all of a sudden they get thrown in at like the age of 16 or 12 or whatever, and they have to save the world. Okay, that's all intense enough. But Brianna Matthews, not only does she have a parent die, and she is, oh, the grief in this book, freaking chef's kiss, so good. Before Brie and after Brie was such a phenomenal way of showing like the wall of showing depression and grief. Anyway, she's dealing with that. She's also dealing with the stress of early college admission. She's also dealing with her dad and trying to get her into therapy. And she's dealing with two different magical systems putting their claws in her and being like, you have to do this or you have to do that, and this is who you are and this is who you are. Okay, that's already freaking insane, but she's also having all these freaking Southern people, because it's in North Carolina, basically like plantation owners who are looking at her like, you don't belong, what are you doing here? And like, it's the things that she deals with, and it's not even like that it's always people coming up to her and saying racist things. It's people just looking at her. Or she notices in a scene where like, they're at a ball and they're being served and every single servant she's seeing is Black. And she's like, what? Or the moment when they're getting like the new class of pages and she's like, this is our most diverse class ever. And it's because it's all white people and her. And she's like, what? But of course they're all self-congratulating themselves and she's like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to be like the angry Black girl because this is like messed up? Or should I be like, yeah, cool, improvement? I freaking love Brianna Matthews. She was told so phenomenally well. I freaking love this story. The magic system was very difficult for me to get into because one, I know nothing about King Arthur, nothing about Merlin, nothing about the Round Table, like period. So it was difficult for me to get a footing in this world, but that's my fault because a lot of people have read this book and have had no problem at all. But once I got in, oh my God, I cannot wait for the next book. Like, I'm so freaking excited. And I'm going to say it again. Selwyn Kane is daddy. Selwyn Kane is daddy. I love him. Oh my God, I'm about to go look up fan art right now. Are you kidding me? Okay guys, that's gonna wrap up reading Olivia's favorites or reading books Olivia has not stopped asking me to read. And I'm so glad that I did this. I freaking love Olivia. Like Olivia, if you're watching, which I know you are, I hope you loved it. I love you, you're the freaking best. And now I'm gonna tell you what I thought about all the books in a roundup. So the first one was the lowest one, and that one was a 3-star, Where Dreams Descend. I did end up deciding to drop it down to a 3 instead of a 3.5 because weeks have passed and I don't think about the book. I do love so much of the book and I think it was very exciting, it was very fun, but I don't really have any desire to pick up the sequel unless, Olivia, if you read it first and then you tell me that the master guy is in the next book a lot, then sign me up, I'm obsessed. The next book I read was a 4, and we have a 3, 4, and a 5, which is so fun. So I read House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, and I really liked it. Like, I really liked it, but I gave it a 4. One, because of the ending, I did not enjoy at all, but also because I do not think I want to pick up the second book in this series, because Sarah J. Maas, like, have you seen A Court of Silver Flames? I know you have, and this book, they're way too long. They're way too long, and I just always end up dropping them down up at least 1 star below because they're too long and I feel like it just goes on and on and on, and I hate that. So this one got a 4 instead of a 4.5. And then for our 5, you already know what it is, but it's Legendborn by Tracy Deonn, and this is one I will absolutely be reading the second book for. And honestly, I've been like searching and scouring on Goodreads being like, why is there no publishing date for the second book? Why is there no release date? Why is there no title? Like, what's the title gonna be? What's the cover gonna look like? Like, if you've seen this cover, how can it get better? I have no freaking idea. But anyway, I wanted to say something before I sign out, and that is that I did not know until Olivia gifted me the audio for this, that was a possibility. I had no idea that you could gift people audios, and that just changed my freaking life, because I'm telling you, guys, if there's a book that you've been wanting me to read so desperately, or if you want to send me a book, I love when you guys send me books off of my Amazon wishlist. I love that. I love like feeling the book in my hands, and I do love reading physically. But more than that, I love listening to audios. I read and listen to audios incredibly fast, like way faster than I physically read. So if you want me to read something and you want it to happen soon, oh, it's just an audio. That's all I'm saying. I will have my Libro link down below. I don't know what I get for that, but I think that you get like, if you get a book, you get the second one free. I think, I have to double check. But I'll also have my like Goodreads, Instagram, and all of that linked down below. I'm gonna set these down so we can do a classic outro. So I hope that you have a fantastic day, evening, night, dawn, dusk, whatever you're having right now. And I will see you in a video coming very soon. Bye.